Hello everybody and welcome in this upcoming mission where we're going to the first satellite of Mesbin once again, the Statmun. The main goal of this mission is to plant a flag on its surface, and that's why we're going right now with Jeb. And after we are completed a couple of last missions, we are finally achieved to build this spacecraft which will hopefully bring us back down to the surface safely, if everything goes well. The process of going orbit, I just cut it out because everything went just as went last time. So right now we are once again around Statmun, and we're going once again to the poles because, as we already know, you can land there basically, safely, exactly on the poles, and that's alright, that's fine. The only problem with this mission was that I accidentally spotted my landing site in one of the deepest craters of the of this satellite. So from one hand it's okay because we are a little bit closer to the center of gravity, but from the other side, without sunlight, you can see basically nothing. And that's why it was a really good idea to use these little engines, because with them we can maneuvering around the moon a little bit easier. And back down in the crater we are successfully landed, but we still have to plant a flag to complete our mission. And that's why we are slowly flying out from the crater. Jeb jumps out and really fast going to plant a flag, because he is the only crew, and if the spaceship coming back down and crashing into the surface, he will stay there for a very long time. Okay, then everything went quite well, and basically we can say that this mission was a success, except that when I wanted to collect every remaining scientific points or data, accidentally I reset the mystery goo back to its closed or normal stage, but I wanted to collect every scientific points, and that's why I went to the southern pole, which is fine, but I missed the pole exactly, and then everything went black because of Mesbin. And if that would not be enough, we crashed back down to the moon somehow, but at least the spaceship remained intact, and and after that, in the sunlight, I discovered that one of the separatrons went off, exploded, and on the left fuel tank, that little container exploded too, and that little container held the food supply, which is fine because Mesbin is very close, so we will not starve to death. The only problem with that, the center of mass of the spaceship is not aligned with its center of thrust anymore, and probably we will have a little bit of an issue while landing, but we will see soon. So we are slowly trying to drop our speed, but as you can see, the center of mass and the center of thrust is not very aligned, and that's why I wanted to spin up the spaceship somehow, so you can play the center of thrust around the center of mass. But as the altitude dropped very fast, I decided to drop those fuel tanks to save our lives, basically. Yeah, that was the only good choice to basically stay alive. Yeah, and after that completed the very first manned mission and planted a flag on Statmun, we can go further to the second one of Mesbin, called Thresomin, and I split this mission into 3 parts basically. The first will be the satellite mission thingy, because I didn't want to send the heavy scientific instruments with the manned spaceship, because it would reduce our delta V heavily, and go to Thresomin costs quite a much. I don't exactly know how much, but I know it wasn't very easy, mainly because Mesbin has a really deep and really strong gravity well, as I already explained in the very first video. But basically, in the first third of the mission with this probe, everything went according to plan, and even better, because the spaceship was really lightweight, and I added up more fuel than what I basically needed. Yeah, and as you can see, Mesbin had a facelift. Yeah, it right now looks a little bit better, and its shape also a little bit changed, and somehow that messed up with my progression in the game. So I checked the log, and basically it said that the very first 3 missions I failed. So from the point of view of the game, I still did not launch my first rocket. I still not orbited Mesbin. So yeah, that's why this video was made with a little bit of stretch or so. All right, then. The second third is the manned mission, and as you can see, we're attached right from the start with 2 capsules, and we will bring Bob with ourselves to reduce the amount of scientific instruments which you can use only one time, just like this scientific container, or the mystery goo, or cavern goo. Yeah, cavern goo. Yeah. And that way we can spare delta V a little bit much, a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. To go to Thresomin with the manned mission, I decided to go to with a slower way, yeah, to save delta V and fuel. And from the video, it's not obvious, but we orbited Mesbin around 4 times before arrived at Thresomin, which got its name because while the moon takes one orbit, Mesbin spins 3 times around its axis. So yeah, that's why. Alright, so we're gathering all the data from the high orbit and from the lower orbit sections of Thresomin. And you can ask that why I already went with the Kerbals, and why I did not land with the probe. And that's because in the strategy, in the mode, you have manned missions and probed missions. And for the probed missions, every celestial body must have at least 3 biomes. But Thresomin has only 2. And I thought that it would be a cheat, basically, that I land here and there, and with the Alt and F12 I would finish the mission as if I completed. So I decided to go with the harder way, let's say. Yeah, but let's play fair. Let's play fair and let's play clean. Yeah. Okay, so basically Thresomin is yeah, bigger than Statmun, but if I'm not wrong, it's still smaller than Minmus. So its gravity field and sphere of influence is not very big. Yeah. And right now we're accepted a docking mission around Mesbin, and that's because the Phobos M spacecraft does not have enough delta V to get back to the surface of Mesbin safely, and that's why we will launch a towing spaceship thingy to finish the mission. Yeah, and after a long night we can finally go to get some surface sample and finally plant a flag as they requested in the administration building or so. Now, as the contract asks. Yeah. So S2A1, that's the name of the site, and probably we will send here a mining base later, because as I said earlier, on the Statmun you cannot mine things because it's it's not designed for. But on Thresomin you can, especially if you want to go further or go to interplanetary space. But in a later mission we will still have to go to the lowlands, because we're right now at the highlands. And maybe we will find a better place there, but I'm still not sure. Yeah. And after that we will going back to the mission control once again, because if I'm right, yeah, do a crewed landing and return mission on Thresomin. And this mission was inactive before I could I accept it. So yeah. I did nothing right now, but I still achieved one goal, or completed one still contract. And while we are going back home, we still have to detach the unnecessary parts so they can go boom. I said boom. Yeah. And we can start to decrease our orbit, and I decided to go inside the orbit of Statmun, so the towing ship can save fuel, and hopefully it will be enough for us to land back safely, if everything goes well. And just a little bit fast save once again before we're launching our third spacecraft. It's a Phobos EC because it's electronically controlled, so it's basically a probe ship. Yeah. And hopefully it has enough delta V to save our Kerbals. And something in the way probably went a little bit off course, because as you can see, the whole spaceship is taking a little bit of spin, but that's not a very big problem, let's say, because we are still on course, at least in some way. Okay, so the process of going orbit is just as it was before. That's why I cut it out. And the hardest part was to go to a rendezvous with the Phobos M, because going to rendezvous with a ship without a proper RCS system is a little bit hard, but hopefully we can do it. So as you can see, the distance between the ships right now is about 84.5 kilometers, but then I managed to shrink it down around 700 or 800 meters. And yeah, after a failed braking maneuver, we ended up around 700 meters. Yeah, and finally we can commence the very first docking mission in this game. All right. So if you are an experienced player, probably it will be an easy task for you to docking with another spaceship. But if you're not, you have to try and try again and try again and try again and try again until it will work or so. Okay, so right now we are at the edge of failure or success. So accurately ramming into this tow ship or something, hopefully, if I don't mess up everything. And for the first time the docking was a success. And the very last thing which we had to do is basically, a landing. But as you can see, the terrain is not exactly flat, so probably our spaceship will tumble over, and probably we will die. But I don't want to. So we have to touch down and decrease our speed as much as we can, but we're still falling over. And this is the moment where I will pray for all the solar panels, because these are very strong solar panels that did not break. That's fantastic. Alright, so the first 2 moons of Mesbin was, let's say, conquered, and in a later mission we will go to the 3rd moon called Greymon, and the 4th, which is Kerbmon, which will be an atmospheric celestial body, but that will be in a later mission. And if you like that video, please give a like and write something. And until then, bye!